Hi, welcome back to Tammy's Beauty Tutorials. Today we're going to be filming a high-end versus a dupe video. As you can see, I already have one side of my face already done, and this is the high-end side, and I'm going to be going over what I used on this side, but then on this side I'm going to be doing just the drugstore side, the dupes, just because when I did all the makeup filming on the makeup filming, the video was too long, and so just to kind of shorten up the time and you know so that way you guys could see what I was doing, I figured everybody kind of knew what the high end did. I filmed that off camera, I did that off camera, but everybody probably want to see what the drugstore side did, and then we can compare and you guys can see everything, how everything performs for the drugstore. So let's just get into it so you guys can kind of see how the drugstore performs, and then we can talk and I can kind of tell you how everything performs and what I used for the high-end side, and we can talk about it. Alright, let's get into it. So for primer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. poreless primer, putty primer, and it cost around $8. And for the high-end side, I used the Tatcha, the silk canvas primer, and this is what this looks like. And then the silk canvas, let me grab that, it is right here, and this was what that looks like. And the silk primer is really good. It is pretty expensive. It is, for a big pan of it, is $52. I just grabbed the mini size, and the mini size is $22. And to save a little bit of money, since I was, have a full size of the e.l.f. and then, so that way, I wouldn't waste anything. But they look really similar. Let me show you side by side of what they look like. So that way you can kind of see side by side. So they look pretty similar in the pans. The only difference is I feel like the e.l.f. is a little thicker, and it goes on a lot thicker, and then the silk canvas goes on a little thinner and a little smoother. And I feel like the ingredients, like the Tatcha, is a little more expensive and luxury, and makes your skin, it just feels a lot softer and just makes, and then the e.l.f., I mean, it feels a little more tacky to the skin, and not as smooth, but it still really does make you make your makeup goes on smooth, and it does really hold your foundation really good. And I really do like both, and I'm still going to use both. And for foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, and sorry, it is $7.39. In here is the bottle. And for high-end, I use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And Born This Way foundation was $39. Sorry. And it's in a bottle like this. And I had this for quite a while. I'm actually about out. And I used it a lot during the summer. I haven't really used it much in the winter, because I feel like it really dried out my skin through the winter. It does have nice coverage. I still really enjoy it, and I probably will, repurchase it in the summer. I know that a lot of people really do like it. It's a really good foundation. But like I said, through the summer, I felt like through the winter, I do feel like it's more drying for my skin. The Milani, I love it. I think it is really good. I have been using it a lot lately. I probably reach for that more right now than I have any other foundation. I feel like when I have used it, I've had a great foundation day. I cannot believe that it is Drugstore. It goes on like a dream. It's so full coverage, and it goes on super smooth. I really don't think you can tell the difference between the high-end side and the drugstore side. I think it is like flawless. I feel like it's just going on so good. For $7 compared to the $39, I actually would pick the Milani over the Too Faced, to be honest. Great start so far. And then we're going into eyebrows. And for eyebrows, I am going to do LA Girl versus Anastastia, the pomade. And as you can see, LA Girl is a smaller. thing. They're both glass containers. That's Anastastia, and then this is LA Girl. So LA Girl is only, let me find it, is $5.99, and then Anastastia is $21. I feel like it is the LA Girl. I already have the Anastastia on. I feel like the LA Girl is okay. I feel like the color, there wasn't as many choices to the LA Girl one. It's like a dark brown. I feel like a dark brown and then a black. And then some, I don't feel like there was as many color choices. I got it at CVS, but I know you can also get it at Ulta. I got mine actually at CVS. But I do feel like that Anastastia has more colors. And I do feel like the pigment is really good on Anastastia, and you actually do get more product in the Anastastia. So I do feel like sometimes for the amount, it almost would be better to spend the extra money and go with the high end versus this one. But that's just me. If you are on the other end of the spectrum and rather go with the dupe, but to me, I almost just think that this would last longer and it would be worth the splurge. And I just really think that it went on better for me. So high end versus dupe. I mean, they still look pretty similar. So it's up to you. It's what you prefer. And so cast your votes. So it's whatever you guys vote. So just to comment below on everything that you guys say feel what looks better. All right. So concealer. So concealer, I went with Tarte Shape Tape, which I did go with a mini again, and the mini is $10 And then and this is the mini Tarte Shape Tape. And then the full size is $27. And then on the low end, I went with Makeup Revolution Conceal and Defined. And it is, $7. And I got it at Ulta. And the difference that I've noticed with the Tarte Shape Tape is that it is a little thicker than the Makeup Revolution, but the coverage is pretty good on both of them. Tarte Shape Tape is kind of known for its coverage and how good it is. A lot of people that's their number one. It's their ride or die. People are obsessed with it in the makeup world as like being their top one. So that's kind of why I wanted to try it out. And this was when I did my research to find out which ones I should use to compare. This one was like the top one to compare with. So I wanted to see if it compared. And I feel like the coverage is pretty good. And it does not crease. So I was pretty excited. And I feel like the coverage is good. It feels pretty good under my eye. And it also does pretty good with my on my eyelid for my eyeshadow. So that's pretty good. Pretty excited about that. And then to set my eyeshadow, I'm going to use the WetN'Wild contour palette. I also use this when I do my contour also. And then on the high end side, and the WetN'Wild contour palette is $6.49. And then on the high end, I'm going to use the Smashbox. I used this shade, and then I'll use this shade for my contour. And that is, it's the Smashbox Cali contour palette, and it was $39. And I think this is really nice, this little contour palette, because it has like the two shades that I would need. And the Cali palette I also really like, but it does have more. It has a lot of shades, but it also has it has like quite a bit of shades, and I don't really use the whole thing. I mainly use the highlighter and the contour, and the other ones I don't. So that might be too much, like $39 and you only use two shades. So that might be too much of a splurge for only using two things out of the palette. So it might be worth it, not worth it to spend that much, and just save your money and buy this if you're only going to use two shades. So that might be something that you would want to save your money and buy one of the dupes. Okay, so moving into the eyeshadow. I was so excited to get this palette because I've wanted it for years. And then when I saw that there was a dupe on it and I was going to do this video, I was like, yes, good excuse to go get this palette. So this palette on the high-end side is $42, and it's the Anastastia Modern Renaissance palette, and it was $42. $42, and here are the shades. They are so beautiful, and the shades are just, you can use them every day. They're just really beautiful. You can do a lot of good looks with them. And this is, sorry, wrong side. So this is the look I came up with, and I really like it. I think it's really beautiful. And I'm going to do the same look using the same shades in this. So this is a WetN'Wild palette. It's called Rose in the Air, and it's only like $2.79. And something that I have noticed about this palette, it's really hard to get open. And so as you can see, it's so similar. The colors are pretty similar to the Anastastia. So here's the WetN'Wild, and then here's the Anastastia. So you can see the similarities, very similar. Obviously not in palettes. The Anastastia palette is very luxury in quality, and like the packaging is really expensive looking. It's very pretty, and then WetN'Wild is very basic. It is hard to get it open, as I said. It's plastic. I mean, it's not much to look at in packaging wise, but the shades are really pretty. And you'll see, oh, let me put powder under my eye. And for powder that I'm using to like kind of put under my eye, as like I always do when I put eyeshadow, since I do my full face, since I do my face first, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. And Maybelline Fit Me, let me find it. Sorry, I know it's here. Let me look on the other side. Maybelline Fit Me is $3.79. And then for the high-end side, I'm using Too Faced Born This Way. This one, and it is $33, and the powders look very similar. You actually would not be able to tell them apart if I put them side by side in shade. And they work really similar. The Fit Me is very pretty, and so is the Born This Way. I like them both. I'm going to put the base color on all over my eye. And I'm going to use this white creamy color all over. Then I'm going to go into this tan shade right here. Wipe out excess. Then buff this into my crease. And then I'm going to, sorry, I'm concentrating on like how I did the first eye. So how did everybody's Christmas go? I know it's been a while since Christmas, because it's like we're already in the middle of January. It's been a while since I filmed. So I got a new camera, and that's why I haven't filmed in a while, because I'm learning how to use it. And I've had some technical difficulties in using it, and plus also trying to find out some new editing stuff. So that was kind of exciting. Then I'm going to use this kind of orangey shade in my crease also. Yeah, so I've been like looking up editing stuff to edit and learning how to use my new camera. And so I had to like film this a couple of times, edit it a couple of times, and I didn't like what I saw, so I refilmed. So hopefully third time is a charm and you guys get to see this one. I hope. If not, then I'll film it again and then you guys will get to see the next one. But we had such a good Christmas. We got lots of stuff, and the boys got lots of new video games, money, some new t-shirts, all sorts of things. It was a lot of fun. Now they're back in school. I don't think they love that. I think they're already ready for spring break. Which is funny that that's is even conversation that they're ready for spring break, because they just got off one break. But oh my gosh, January is already flying by. It'll be March before you know it. My oldest one had to go to the dentist and get a cavity fixed. He did not enjoy that on break. But, you know, that has to happen sometimes, right? But I was teasing him about if he's 14. And so I was teasing him if the dentist hygienist were good looking. And he's like, that's on the list of questions you're not supposed to ask me. And so now I have to tease him about that all the time now. I'm like, oh, we have a list. We have a list of things I'm not allowed to ask. I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently it's a thing. I'm sure all you moms out there love to embarrass their teenagers. Oh, so the colors I'm using, I've used this shade, this shade, this shade, this one, and this one. If I didn't explain that, I'm sorry. I kind of just went in and started doing my thing. All right. And then I'm putting this one on my lid. And then I'm also going to use the same shade as a highlight. Alright, now let me wipe these brushes off. Wipe that off. Okay, something that I kind of noticed about this palette versus the other one. Let me wipe this off. And I'll do my under eye as we kind of talk about what I think. And then I also, like I said, I want to hear what you guys think too in comparison. And also, I want to hear what you guys think, and don't like what I say change what you guys think. So just correct me if I'm wrong, or say I'm crazy. I don't care. I feel like these shades blend really well, and I think that they are really pretty, the Wet n Wild. But one thing I have noticed between the two palettes is I don't feel like that the Drugstore side is as pigmented is as pigmented as the Modern Renaissance. What do you guys think? Am I crazy, or do you guys feel that too? Because I don't think this is as bright as this side. What do you guys think? Am I seeing things, or do you guys see it too? Now, eyeliner, I'm using Maybelline, where is it? Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and it's $8.99. And on this side, I use the Tarteist eyeliner for $24. And the Tarte one, it's double-sided. It has a liquid eyeliner and a pencil. Now I prefer the liquid over the pencil. That's just my preference. But some people don't like liquid, so that is totally up to you. But I also really like this one. I think this is really good for $8. I've been reaching for them both, so it's really good. And then the mascara is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, $8.59, and this one I've heard so much about it from other YouTubers that this one is like, I mean, this is super popular. Everybody kind of raves about it. And then that one I used on the other side, is Better Than Sex by Too Faced. And Better Than Sex is, did I tell you how much the L'Oreal? Yeah, L'Oreal Lash Paradise is $8.59, if I didn't say that. My mistake. And then Too Faced Better Than Sex. The mascara is $25. And then the mini is $13. So I got the mini. $13 for the mini. And then the full size is about the same size as the Lash Paradise. So this is Lash Paradise. And they look pretty much alike. Same color, same size. So pretty similar in looks. And that is what, so Highend Drugstore. What are we thinking? What do we think so far on looks? Are we liking? Are we not liking? Thoughts? Okay, so into contour we go. Back to the Wet n Wild palette that I already talked about. And I already told you price. It is $6.49, and the Smashbox one is $39. But like I said, I only really use 2 shades from that, and I really do feel like this one is a very good palette, especially if you're only using 2 shades. And there is quite a bit of, it is pretty pigmented. I don't contour up here because I have such a small forehead. So if you have a larger forehead, feel free to contour up there. That is just what works for me. All right. Blend this in. Sorry, that was my phone. You probably heard that. Somebody's texting me. or emails, who knows. I do really like that palette. I would totally dive in that again. And I still do like the Smashbox. I just think for $39 for that, for 6 shades that I don't really use a whole lot, that this is a really good option. The Wet n Wild one. Okay, so now I'm going to jump in to bronzing. And for bronzer, I have the Physician Formula on the dupe side from Physician Formula. And I have had this one. I use it all the time. I love it. It smells really good. It's $7.69. And it just goes on really good. It looks really nice. It looks like you've been to the beach. It's, like I said, it smells really good. It smells like coconuts. And then the one I got from the Highend is the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and it is $30. And they also do have like a mini, and I believe it's $16. But I got the full size because I got it in a holiday set for $30. And they had different holiday sets this time of year, but you can get it in different ones. But I think they're probably going to be gone now. So you can do $30 or you can do $17. All right, so moving forward, I'm going to jump into blush. So on the high-end side, I use Nars Orgasm, and then on Milani, on Luminosco, on the drugstore side is what I'm going to use. These are the shades. And so I got the mini for the Nars because the full size is $30 and the 22 for the duo. And it came with a lip gloss and also Orgasm. And so 22 for this and a lip gloss, which I really thought that was really high. So $22 for these as a set. I thought that was really expensive, to be honest. And then this is $6.39, and this shade is beautiful. I actually even think the pigment is more pigmented on this than on the Nars, which for $30 you would think that it would be a little more pigmented, but it ain't. So I actually think that the drugstore is really pretty, and the only reason that I've been using the Nars one a lot, sorry about the coloring, like I said, new camera, trying to get used to it, so sometimes you'll see like the color get like kind of like that. The only reason why I'm going to use the Nars a lot is because I paid $22 for it, and I feel like that was really expensive, so I'm going to keep on using it until I hit pan, because it was so expensive, and I feel like that was just a lot of money for a tiny little bit of blush. And so I'm going to use it, but I probably will not repurchase it because it was just a lot of money. So on to highlighter, I You guys are not going to be surprised because you know how much I love this YouTuber, and I will probably always buy everything collab, her brand, all the time because I love her and I'm probably obsessed. So of course I had to go to use Smashbox, Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. And so this is, I got a gift set, and it was Becca's Champagne Pop collab with Jaclyn Hill, and I got a gift set for $30, and it came with a little lipstick, a primer, and this for $30. And then they also have a duo with same size as this and another highlighter for 20 or 25. I can't remember. And then you can also get a big pan for $38. And then the dupe is this shade, and it is Wet n Wild highlighter, golden flower crown, $5.29, and it is not bad. I don't hate it, but I do like the Champagne Pop better. And I'll tell you why. I think this one is, it is a little, I feel like it is a little chunky. I feel like it shows a little bit of texture. So if you have like some texture that you don't like, or you don't want to see, you know, that you don't want to see, like your skin has larger pores, then you might not like this highlighter. I think it is a pretty shade, and I think it is similar to the Becca highlighter, and it has like a nice glow to it. But as far as, I'll put them side by side so you can see, but as far as it being the color is pretty similar, but I don't think that it is finely milled. See, Highend Drugstore. I feel like you can kind of see the texture right in here on this, and on this side you don't see as much texture. I feel like this side looks a little more chunkier. Maybe, once again, maybe I'm just crazy and I just really love Jaclyn Hill and I'm obsessed. Okay, so lipstick, I went with Kylie Jenner on the high-end side. Her lipsticks are $17. That's how it looks. And then on the drugstore side, I went with Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick for $8.49, and it's pink for me. These are the two colors. Ooh, off camera. There we go. The Maybelline is beautiful. Is beautiful, and I really enjoy it. They go on so good. But I also really like Kylie. I will buy Kylie again. I think her lipsticks are beautiful. They're both really good, and I don't actually think $17 is bad. I will buy both. I actually really want to go buy more Kylie lipsticks after trying this one. And her lipstick, the lipstick is called Passion, and there's the lipsticks pretty close to the same one. Great match. Okay, and now I'm going to set my face. I forgot to set my face earlier, so I'm going to do Born This Way on one side and Fit Me on the other side. So Fit Me on this side, Born This Way on this side. Alright, and then Smashbox setting spray on this side. And this is Smashbox setting spray is $32, and then the Milani Make It Dewy is, sorry, I got powder, $9.98, and I really like the Make It Dewy. The Smashbox setting spray has a lot of alcohol in it, and this one doesn't. I feel like it is really good for dry skin. I don't feel as dried out using it. The Smashbox, it does dry me out a little bit because of all the alcohol. You can kind of smell it and feel it on your skin. So I do think that's really nice on the Make It Dewy. I notice I have been reaching for that one a lot more than the Smashbox since I've got the Make It Dewy. And so this is the finished look of the Drugstore. What do you think? How does it match up to the Highend? Does it look the same, or do you see the difference? Cast your votes. Which do you think looks better? Highend, Drugstore. This is the Drugstore. Highend. Can you tell the difference? Not at all. I want to know. I'm going to take the clip out of my hair. I'm so curious to hear what what you guys think. Let me know. See you next time. Thank you for watching Tammy Beauty Tutorials. Don't forget to ring that bell and please subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching.